Welcome to another episode of Straight Out of Camera, where I share my custom film simulation recipes for the X series cameras. Today I'm going to talk about a recipe I call Gold Leaf 1. When I created this recipe, I was thinking about some old school westerns and the look that they had, thinking about the desert landscape and sunsets, and a lot of those visuals were inspiration for this recipe. This is an example of how many of these recipes don't mimic a specific film stock. Instead, I use the freedom that we have with these digital settings to take things a little bit more to the extreme. So I use my inspirations as a starting point, but then push the look a little further in some areas. This look sits somewhere between an extreme sepia tone type look and just something that you shot with sunset type light. The white balance setting of this recipe is the key element that helps it give the look that it has. And it's also a great example of how important the white balance setting is with these recipes. Using a white balance setting of automatic helps you anchor that recipe in the reality of that situation and not take it too far one way or the other color-wise. Or in situations like this where you set it towards one end of the light spectrum, then it helps give your images a really dramatic look. And that's what I did with this one. Setting it where I did helps it give this look that it has. The other shadow, color, and highlight settings of course contribute to the look, but I really feel that the white balance setting of this recipe is the key element. One of the cool aspects of shooting with these recipes, I think, is shooting them in situations where they may not be perfectly designed for. Digital photography makes it easy to shoot a scene and have it look normal. Normal meaning how it looks to the human eye when you present the picture. But sometimes shooting in situations where that film or that look wasn't designed for helps create these cool accidents. Sometimes you get the best images when you have these creative accidents, so to speak. When you shoot a daylight balance film indoors, or when you shoot a tungsten balance film outside. So it's fun to take some of these recipes and just shoot all kinds of situations. Sometimes you'll end up with some cool photos and sometimes they won't work at all. The whole point of some of these recipes I create is taking the image further away from a center line, further away from quote unquote normal. Sometimes we don't want a normal look. Sometimes we want to create a mood or a vibe. And when I created this, like I said, I was thinking of deserts and the color palette of a desert, sunsets, old school Western movies. Those are the things that were in my mind when I created this. But I'm curious to see what you create using this and shooting anything that's around you. I created this recipe on my X-T1, but this, just like pretty much all the other recipes I created, will translate great on any camera from the X-T1 on forward. The only difference is with the cameras that were released after this, you have a few more options to add to the recipe. So you can add grain, you have a little more flexibility on the range of settings in the highlight, shadow, and color situations. So experiment on your own and see what you can create based on this recipe. So one last thing before I wrap this up. I'm going to start adding recipes to my blog that aren't highlighted in this series yet. So a blog with this recipe should be up when this video is posted with this Gold Leaf 1 setting. Also, another recipe should be posted around the same time, if not a day or two after, that won't have a video associated with it. So keep an eye on the blog for more recipes that aren't highlighted in this series. So really that's it for now. I hope all of you are well. I appreciate all the new subscribers and all the subscribers who have stuck with me through all this time. Please continue to keep an eye on the channel, keep an eye on the blog. I'm gonna get back to shooting some film videos soon enough, some film-based photography videos soon enough. And that's it for now. I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon.